I'm Kat, an independent midwife from Wales. Welcome to the Mother of All podcasts, where nothing is off the table of discussion. If it leaks, cries, swears, screams, goes up, but doesn't stay up, we're talking about it. It's time to get raw and real. Your no BS guide to pregnancy, preconception, birth, adolescence, wet dreams, wet in the bed, coming home pissed. Who knows? Whatever. We're just going to talk about it. Life in parenting doesn't come with a manual. Well, not a decent one anyway. So let's just create a podcast. Welcome to the Mother of All podcasts. I don't even know where that comes from.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
That's not even in it.
That's good.
So welcome to Mother of All podcasts. Just quickly introduce yourself. Tell people who you are, what you do for a living, your family, blah, blah, blah. And we'll go from there.
So my name's Cece, coached by Cece on all my socials. I am a pelvic health physiotherapist, and I now specialise in postpartum women and breastfeeding issues. I am a mother of two. I have a toddler who's 2 and a baby who is 6 months, who I've left today. And it felt weird driving here because I kept looking back like, is he crying? No, he's not there. And yeah, that's really me. That's who I am right now. And I'm still discovering this new version of me.
This is why I wanted you to come on. Weirdly, I was just speaking to Jose, the guy who's filming, about that transition, going from being a mum, going from not being a mum to being a mum to being a mum again. It's nuts. So that's basically what we're going to talk about. Yeah. So I met Cece in Station House, where I rent a room and you work. She then come on my postnatal retreat, and you're fascinating. I don't think you realise that. No. You are. I find that me, and I'm talking about me as well, we hold a big space because of the characters that we are. And I loved it because it's taken me, I'm 49, probably, if I'm honest, 30 years to find out that I can be unapologetically me and hold a big space because of the character that I am. But I had a feeling that you were already there, which is nuts.
Wow, it's amazing you say that because I feel like I'm trying to be more like
unapologetically
that.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, especially since becoming a mother.
Well, yeah, you lose yourself.
Yeah, completely lost. So I'm trying to now say, right, this is me. This is me.
Yeah,
but who is that?
Exactly. But I was thinking about this driving here, I probably came across like that when I wasn't feeling unapologetically myself. And I often used to be like, oh, I know I'm a lot, but that's okay. But in my head, I'm like, please like me. Yeah. When you're a big character and you hold such a big space, I don't think people realise that the person they're seeing inside, you're really not that person at all.
Completely not. And I had that experience this week. I'm joining a new netball team where everybody knows everybody. Yeah. And I know I can come across as this big personality, but inside I'm like, oh my God, do I talk to this person? Yeah. Should I talk to this person? Have I said the wrong thing? And I left feeling really overwhelmed because I felt like maybe I'd offended somebody, not on purpose, or I said
just
something
for being
too much,
yourself.
Just for being myself, and it was a lot.
It's hard when, because I feel now at 49, I bring so much to the world.
You do, definitely.
But I would never have said that out loud 4 or 5 years ago. I still would have been like, oh, I'm Marmate, because that's what my mates call me. You either love me or hate me. Okay. And I'd be like, and if you hate me, it's your loss. Really cocky, but inside, please like me. It's ridiculous. So, yeah, I felt that with you. That's why I think we clicked, because you kind of just want to be yourself, but it's really difficult when actually you're not this very, very confident person and sit with what you are. So you're transitioning, going back to work, maybe not.
Yes, I am.
It's fucking massive. It's such a big thing.
I'm going to cry already.
It's fine.
Why? I really want to go back to work. I love what I do. I want to help people. I want to help women specifically, and I'm very passionate about it. But also, I want to stay at home with my babies. I don't want, even today, my oldest has started flying start 2.5 hours. So he's there for 2.5 hours with strangers. And it just fills me with anxiety. I keep looking at my phone. Maybe they're going to ring. Maybe he doesn't need me. My son is the most
he's very
independent
sociable.
kid. Yeah. Like he walked in, I put his bag on, he went in by himself. He doesn't care about me. But I want to stay home with them. I want to bring them up. I want to teach them. Even the thought of school, no.
Yeah.
But also I want to be Cece, and I want to go to work, and I want to help the women and teach women about their pelvic floor and all of that stuff. But there's no, like, how do I say
happy
it? Like,
medium.
There's no happy medium.
There isn't. Did you feel like this after your first, or is
No.
it exacerbated after your second?
I think.
Why do you think that is?
So this year has been quite a lot of
yeah.
grief, and I've spoke openly about losing my best friend, and it's just rocked me
To the core.
Oh, like you would never believe. And I think doing it postpartum has just been really tough, and so I don't really know how to snap out of it. I've been having therapy.
Yeah, because you're quite open to it. We've talked about that.
Yeah, and it's been really good for me. But then
you're not fixed.
I'm not fixed. Yeah. There's no, if you've done the sessions, you've done the package, and then you're supposed to be like all ready to start in the world again.
And you're not.
I'm not there. Whereas with my first, I was eager to get back to work, and I was ready sooner than I actually went back to work at 6 months. But this time round, I'm been dreading it, and I'm putting it off, and then all the feelings of putting it off is I'm letting people down because I'm not helping all the women that I want to help.
Yeah.
So then I feel guilt for not helping people, guilt for not being a mum.
It's shit.
It's really
your
rubbish.
is it husband, partner?
Yeah, husband. Yeah.
He's super supportive, isn't he?
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
Where is he with all of this? Because men can hide frustration really well, and women can't. Like if I'm frustrated, you're gonna fucking know about it.
Yeah.
And because we struggle to do it all, and we feel like we could do it all, and then you get to a point where you can't. I think it's really easy to expect our husbands to be like, well, I can't do it all, but we're women that do it all the time. So why would then they be expected to know that actually you don't want to do it all anymore?
So that he's the one who's always saying, just take some rest.
Yeah.
And I'm always the one that's like, no, I don't need rest. I need you to watch the babies so that I can go to work.
But you don't want to go work.
But I don't want to go to work because I want to watch the babies. And he's the one, just have a breather.
Yeah.
And he's, as supportive as he is, he's the one who's probably been pushing more for me to stay home. Just stay at home. Why are you going back to work? Why are you putting yourself through this?
It's because you felt the transition so easier after your first to go back to work that you think there's a problem that you don't want to go back to work now? Do you think that is that?
I think I feel like I'm letting myself down
by not going back.
By not going back.
You need a year off.
Because, don't say that. I feel like, in my life, I never knew what I wanted to do till I was 30. And I worked my arse off to
get where
get where I am. And then to take this much time off, even 6 months, a year off, to take any time off now just feels like I'm, saying, whatever to all the goals, I'll pick it up again later on because I've worked too hard to get to where I am.
I totally get that. I never thought of it like that because I didn't have maternity leave. So I never... This is why I'm fascinated. No, I didn't, because I was self-employed ice skating coach. So I did have maternity leave on Evan. I had 2 months because I was on the dole.
No, that's what it's for. Use it.
And then I went back when he was 2 months old. I started coaching again, but not for long. And then Larry and Kellen were born, and I was back on the ice within after Kellen a week. Larry literally 48 hours because I had to. So I never had this divide, because I used to get up 4:30, go and coach before they got out of bed and stuff like that. So I've never had this pull. However, when I went back to uni, my youngest was 3 months old, and my husband became the stay-at-home dad. And I hated it. So I totally get it, but there was absolutely no way I wasn't going to do it because I'd put so much effort into it.
I think maybe if I'd not had the break. If I'd have just had the baby and gone back at 6 weeks, which I'd planned to.
Because we were talking about that in the retreat.
I said I was going straight back, but then my friend passed away, and that just threw me off. And then now, the longer I've had off, the harder it is to get back. And that's the guilt that I'm feeling.
Yeah. Guilt because of the amount of effort you've put in, and guilt for the kids as well, who don't give a shit, by the way.
No, doesn't care.
They genuinely
does not care.
They genuinely don't. It's nuts. So what are you going to do?
So I've opened my diary for 1 day a week from
Fantastic.
October 15th as a let's see kind of how it goes. And again, I'm nervous about it. Like I'm nervous like it's my first day because I feel like I forgot everything that I've learned. Again, my husband's very much like, I think you should stay home. I think you should stay home. I think you'll be happier at home. I think you'll be happier not putting so much pressure on yourself. Because the pressure's already started, right?
I can see it in you.
I've already done courses. I'm, constantly investing in myself. And for me, feel like I'm not getting anything back. I've spent all this money trying to learn all these things. I need to now make me money. But there's too much pressure. Like I sit at home, everyone's gone to bed. Everyone's in bed on top of me. You know how where we all sleep. Everyone's asleep on me. And I'm like, let's get the laptop out. Let's try and create some posts so that I can start getting myself out there.
So you're already putting that amount of pressure on you?
Yeah.
Pressure that is coming from internal. It's no one else. It's not external pressure.
Nobody's asking me to come back to work. I've got no boss. My husband's not pressuring me to go back to work. The kids, they'd rather I stayed at home, but also they don't care. It's me. And I don't know what to do with that.
When you were going through your therapy, what have they put it down to? Or have they?
So most of my therapy was in relation to the grief. Or dealing with grief and happiness. Because that's what it's been like. I'm so happy. I've got everything I've ever asked for in my life.
Feel guilty.
And then I'm really sad. Because I can't just call my best friend and tell her about all this stuff and how happy I am. So there's a lot of that. And then when we in therapy, we were talking about my perfectionism. You're laughing, exactly. I want to be perfect. I need to do the thing perfectly. Otherwise, it's crap. And that's, it's not realistic. You can't live life like that.
No, and I have been that, which is why I'm like, please don't go back to work. But I totally get why you need to. So I'm with you. I'm literally like feeling 50-50 here, chatting away, thinking when I look at you, everything in me is like, yeah, you totally need to stay at home. But I totally get the disappointment you'll feel in yourself if you don't. Perfectionism is so toxic.
Oh, like, honestly.
Where's my tattoo? What does that say?
Oh, imperfection is a form of freedom. Yeah.
And it's so nice being like a little bit imperfect. And if you looked at me, you wouldn't think I had an ounce of perfection in me because I'm just fucking walking chaos. But it takes a lot to be a walking chaos.
Yeah,
you have to put a lot in that. But when my business folded, like a year and 2 years ago now, Roots, best thing that ever happened to me. I literally just got one job now. But that job is huge.
Yeah, like, I'm going to say, you're not just doing one thing.
No, it is huge. But, I was coaching ice skating, running a mum and baby cafe, restaurant, and being an on-call midwife. It was nuts. But never if it hadn't have folded, I'd still be there now.
Trying to juggle all the things.
Yeah, because everything has to be perfect, but to the detriment of your own health. So your husband, who's obviously your person, is probably watching from the sidelines thinking, he knows you better than yourself. Yeah. But you are going to go back to work. I know you are.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to work. Of course I am.
You're totally going to go back. And what's a perfect week look like when you return to work?
So because of my perfectionism.
Because you're a perfectionist.
There is a schedule. So Mondays is I will drop the toddler off. I'll walk to playgroup, drop him off.
Yeah.
Walk from playgroup to the gym, go to the gym. After the gym, pick him up. Then have both babies for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Then on a Tuesday, he goes to a childminder. She'll take him to playgroup. Mm-hmm. That would have usually been my work day, but there's no space at Station House on that Tuesday. So I'm going to take some time, because this is my husband, take some time for myself where I can go somewhere and be alone and...
Get used to being alone.
Yeah, and not be worrying about the baby. Then on a Wednesday, the same as Monday, playgroup and then gym and me. Wednesday is when I'm in clinic.
Yeah.
Let's just say Wednesday, 10 till 3, I'm in clinic, open for business, supporting my women, loving what I do on a Wednesday. Thursday is Monday's plan. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, this is when my husband works. And so that's
You're
when I'm solo parenting. I could take him to playgroup, but I'm probably not going to. I'm going to keep him on Friday.
Yeah.
Because I just want to be with my kids all the time.
Yeah.
I know, there's the whole thing of it's hard and all of that, but actually I love being with my kids.
I'm with you on that.
So
wait till you're sat around a table sharing a bottle of wine with them.
Oh, I can't wait.
And then, and I'll bring this back up again in a bit, because what I'll tell you, you'll walk out, you're crying. Like the thoughts you have when they're adults. And I'm like, it's okay to say postnatal babies when they're young is hard. Like I call it the trenches, don't I?
It is the trenches.
It completely is. Like buckle down, get your cap on, but love every minute. That's fine. And it's okay to say it's shit. Mm-hmm. And then you read these posts and you see these images. It'll be like, oh, you regret saying that one day. You wait because they grow so quickly. I don't feel like that. I would go back to those days in a heartbeat.
You know where they are.
Oh my God, yes. I would go back to the trenches. I know what people are saying to them. They're in my care.
Yeah.
And we've spoke about that as well. It's the fear of letting them leave your house.
Yep.
And someone else is in charge of them for that short space of time.
Yeah.
That'll stay with
nobody
you.
knows your kids better than you.
No.
And that's, I know his tantrums. I know why he's throwing the tantrums. I know why he's saying that. And my son is bilingual. I know the words he's trying to say in his other language. And this new childminder who's looking after him right now, she doesn't know anything.
No.
Let me go and get him.
Yeah, because it's easier. But family plays such a big part in that, because although it comes from a place of love, when they're like saying, oh, you should be doing this and you should be doing that and you shouldn't be behaving that way. And it just enrages me when I hear.
We haven't got a village. It's just me and my husband.
That is your village.
That is our village in Newport. And we made that choice before kids. And it's probably one of the biggest regrets that I've got now in terms of having my kids.
Yeah.
But then, like what you're saying, having other people trying to tell you what to do. I don't have that.
You don't have that.
So
are you still planning on moving, or
who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? We don't know. This is where we are at the moment.
Yeah. Does that feel a bit unsettling, or is it comfortable?
I think both me and my husband, we live 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Like, I want to hang pictures on the walls, but we're still like, but if we have to rent out the house, then they probably don't want holes in the walls. So we haven't got any pictures on the walls.
Okay.
But we still live here, and we just got the bathroom done, so it's really weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah, we just live like that.
It wouldn't bother me because I've always lived that way, kind of. But now, home is home.
You're settled.
Which is so weird. My husband's got a foot out the door and my ass is settled on the sofa. That's our battle.
He's going to drag you.
Yeah, he would move tomorrow. But yeah, that must be... But you've just accepted it because that's what you've got to do.
Yeah.
So you can't do anything about it.
No.
Do you still want to move abroad eventually?
Eventually, definitely. But again, it's the 1 foot in. Like this morning, I was looking at applying for schools and what that process is here. If we're still here, but ideally, we want to be somewhere
else.
So, it's all just dependent on what happens.
Flipping it, isn't it beautiful that you could just do that though?
I think so. I think it's good that we're both on the same page.
Yeah, that's hard. If
one wanted to leave and one wanted to stay, I don't know what our marriage would be.
It's so hard. I mean, they always say women win.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I'm not. Like, my husband would sit here and say that, but we battled so many times over leaving, going, whatever. And no, he always won. he totally...
That's because you let him win.
It is, because I want everyone to be happy.
Yeah, of course.
You're probably the same, but it's a detriment to yourself sometimes.
Yeah, definitely now. Yeah. I'm a lot less selfish than I had been, pre-kids. And
do you miss that side of you sometimes, or no? Are you happy with a softer Cece?
I think that's a hard one because, there's that resentment of my husband says, oh, I'm gonna take the bins out and I'm gonna go to the gym, and he just goes and he's not back for hours.
Yeah.
Whereas I say, right, I'm gonna go to Aldi. I literally run around Aldi and get back home because I'm like, oh, the kids. And he doesn't have those feelings, so there's that mom and dad different thoughts thing.
You've read The Chimp Paradox, right?
No, but you've told me about it.
I've told everyone about it. You've got to read it.
Yeah.
It's life changing. But interestingly, me and Jose were just talking about that earlier as well, about when a man transitions from a husband to a dad, it's not the same.
Not at all.
It's harder. Women just could literally go from being this one person and then they birth a child and they birth someone completely new themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And a man is expected to kind of feel the same way when they've never met this person before. They haven't had all these emotions and these hormones, the connection, and the baby's born. And I think they have instant protection feelings, like you touch my baby, I'm going to stab you.
Yeah.
But I still think, and I don't know if my husband would say it now, actually, because we've got such a great relationship with our kids as adults. But growing up, I still would have been his favourite person.
Okay.
Whereas when a mum has a kid, man, no. It's like kids, man.
There's an analogy that I've heard where so we co-sleep, all four of us.
Yeah.
And if there's like a noise downstairs in the kitchen, he will hear it.
Yeah.
But as soon as the baby breathes, he doesn't hear anything. So he's the protector. He's going to go downstairs and deal with whatever that noise was. But I can hear the kids. As soon as someone breathes different, I'm like, okay, everybody in.
Come, have I told you about that study? Did I talk about it on the retreat?
No, I don't know.
So they did a study. I'm not a scientist, so I don't know the names of parts of the brain. But a woman has got something in the back of her brain that when she has a baby, it switches on. So your maternal instincts are on fire. Anything that baby needs, if you're sleeping and it breathes, you wake up. A man doesn't have it.
Yeah.
So like when a woman's like raging because he just doesn't wake up when the baby's crying, he doesn't have that receptor.
Not at all.
And it goes back to Neanderthal days because man sleeps, man hunts, man needs to sleep to go and hunt. And a woman is home to nurture the kids all day. And I'm like, that's why I always say read the chimp paradox, because if you just go back to that basic living millions of years ago where a man definitely did not get up to watch his wife breastfeed.
And I wouldn't want him to.
No.
But also just wake up. Just annoying.
Stop snoring, you bastards. Wake up and watch me and then leave because you're irritating me. But if we all just take it back to basics, I just think it would stop so many arguments. That makes complete sense to me.
Yeah.
But they worked with a gay couple who had adopted a newborn.
Okay.
And one man did have that maternal switch.
Someone has to have it in the home, isn't it?
Which is wild. I love human behaviour. That just like literally fascinated me.
And it makes sense. Someone has to be that person. Everyone has their roles, isn't it, in bringing up children.
What are you going back to work? Because you're going to be fine. But I hate saying this to people because if someone says it to me, I want to throat punch them because I'm like, I probably will be, but don't tell me I'm going to be.
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm going to be.
No. What's your fears? Like, forget the babies, just you as a person. If you didn't have kids and you were starting a new job into something you're so passionate about, like you're so passionate about it.
I think not knowing, there's so much research out there and not knowing the right thing to do for the
problem.
Women. Yeah, the problem. And I'm going to see, all kinds of different problems.
Yeah.
And I know the stuff is there. I don't know everything, of course, but I've had a great mentor, Gillian McCabe.
Yeah.
And again, I'm going to do some observations with her just to feel confident again. Yeah. But I think, that's my biggest fear. And, if I send someone home with some exercises and then I'll question everything about that appointment. Did I do it right? Did I look at the right thing? Did I miss anything? That's a fear.
Are you like that in every aspect of your life?
No, only I think education and something I'm so passionate about.
Yeah.
I've never been good in education. That's why I didn't do well at school. Yeah, exactly same. Didn't do well at school, didn't like it, didn't enjoy it. But in my 30s, as I said, I went back to education and realised this is the hardest thing I've ever done.
Oh, it's a killer.
But I want to do it because I'm interested.
Yeah.
But I still find it really difficult to read a paper and apply it to real life.
Yeah.
But I'm doing my best.
Hands-on, that's what you need.
Yeah. That's how I learn. From watching Gillian and being around her and more than reading a book and saying, okay, this is how it's done.
It doesn't go in for me.
Yeah.
I watch lots of video tutorials because I went on call for breech birth a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
And sadly, as midwives, we don't get to do a lot of breech births. I did a few in Uganda because they just pop babies out whatever position they're in out there. Yeah. I think 2 in hospital. So I watched lots of tutorials, and how you're feeling was exactly how I felt. I wasn't bothered about going to this birth at all because I wouldn't have said yes.
Yep.
And she was a last minute booking. I'm actually speaking to her after you.
Okay.
But yeah, for the first time in a long time, I felt I need to re-educate myself on something. And I watched lots of tutorials. I don't know if it filled me with confidence, but even when she went into labour, I was on my way listening to the audio.
Even though you know all the stuff that you know, you still really, never feel like, I can just do this.
It's really unsettling. I don't like it because I like to feel like I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
that's why you're stressed about going back to work. But it was fine. And the minute I walked into the house, it just felt like I'd been there all day and it was all good. And I'm sure that's what you'll feel like. Do you think that is your aim to do more than one day a week? Because like you don't have to. We've said this. Like,
yeah, I don't have to. I'm in a very fortunate position that I don't have to. Would I like to do more than one day a week?
I mean, right now you can't even think of doing one, but
even one day is hard.
Yeah.
For me, do you know that I've had so many opportunities offered to me along this journey since pelvic health. I don't even want to say all of the things that I've said no to, or I haven't said no, I've said I haven't got capacity to do anything else. I would love to do all the things that are flying at me.
That you've been offered.
Like I'd love to get back into core with Shakira and do the reformer. I'd love to do more podcasting. I'd love to do more online coaching, more PT and more classes. I'd love to do all of the things, but I just can't think of anything else except my kids.
Oh, well, do you know what? Well done. Because it's at the start of the year, I don't make New Year's resolutions because I annoy myself when I don't see them through. So just don't make them. And then you haven't let yourself down. Yeah. But I made a conscious effort to say no. It lasted about 10 weeks because I'm just not a no person. But it's not the people begging me.
No.
It's me. It's me not being able to say no. So it says more about me. And I'm not God.
And it's because you want to do the things.
I do.
You like, there's only 24 hours in a day, but I can do 10 million things in 24 hours. Of course I can.
Yeah.
I'd love to, but I can't.
That's growth. Like, that's massive growth for someone who would have normally just been like, yeah, I'm going to do it and I'll juggle it and I'll make it work. For you to be able to turn around and say, I just can't. That's huge.
Yeah, I think that's through therapy because definitely my first postpartum and my first baby, I was still trying to do everything, and I could. I'd figured out in a way that I could do it. Yeah. But this time, I know I don't have the capacity because I'm still having days where I'm just really sad and I can't do anything except be a mum, and that's the priority, isn't it?
It's your favourite thing.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, exactly. I've only got energy for my favourite thing. Anything else I can't do, which is I think why it's taken me so long to come back to work, because in my line of work I see my patient and I might have to do a follow-up, but how do I know how I'm going to feel on the follow-up?
Yeah.
Am I going to even want to be around other humans?
Yes.
So that's what's put me off, whereas now I feel more in a place where I can follow through. I hope.
No, but you'll be fine.
I'm sure.
But 6 months is early though. Like when you said 6 weeks, I thought you were absolute. But I've done it.
Yeah.
So it's not.
Not crazy, is it?
It's always like I don't. Every bit of advice or every time I talk about something is because of all the fucking mistakes I made. When
you see it as a mistake?
Yeah, I shouldn't have. There's absolutely no way. I still say to my husband, "You owe me 3 years maternity leave, mate."
Which you're never going to get back.
No, and I was at home. Like they weren't going to childminders or anything.
Yeah.
We wangled it between us.
Yeah.
But I do you know when you see someone we've spoke about this, picking your kid up. I don't care if it's my mum or my mother-in-law or whatever. If I don't want him to, I'm like evil.
Yeah, I am Mother Bear.
I can't.
Yeah.
Even now, my son went through something on the weekend and he told me he's 26. I was like, I can sort that out for you.
Yes.
So dropping a kid off to childcare is amazing if you like that person. We did find a lush childminder. She's still out there, Jill. I owe her my life because I was a nightmare. What do they do at this time? And blah, blah, blah.
My childminder's great.
Yeah.
She messages me every half hour if I want. She's great. And it's not about the childminder. It's not about the childcare setting.
You.
All of that. It's me. I am the problem. I know this.
Yeah.
I'm very much aware of it. Like, I see other mums who are living their lives and they drop their kid off at play group or childminder or nursery, whatever it is, and they get on with their lives really happy. And I get envious of it because I want to feel like that, but I don't.
No. And
I
it's... You're going to have more kids, aren't you?
Hopefully.
You'll get worse, by the way. I'm just saying, and that's not to put you off, because obviously this just come out the park and you lost your best friend, and obviously the two of them together, you know, life and death. It's so close. It's a fine line.
Honestly.
Like, you give birth to a child and lose your best mate, and yeah, I can't even begin to think how that felt. But your heart just gets bigger, as you know. And
I don't think there's any space.
I was going to say,
bigger.
it will feel like it's going to explode and come out of your chest at one point.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if you've got a piece of advice for other women returning to work, what would it be?
I don't have any. Don't
Yeah.
do it. I don't recommend it. I'd like, if you cannot go to work, don't go to work. Be a stay-at-home mum.
But you
because
can.
that is the role. I'm giving the advice. I'm not taking it.
Preach. But isn't it?
Yeah, stay home with your kids because, you know, there's the cliche is they're not going to be that small forever.
No, they're not.
And all of these things I know, but no one can bring up your children better than you.
No.
And as much as, you know, my husband is going to be the other child person, he can't do it as good as I can.
Yeah, it's okay to say that though and admit it. Like,
and he knows it too. He's always complimenting me, and you know, we have normal marital arguments about.
Yes.
When he's got both, because it's 2 under 2, he's like, I think I need some help, and I'm like, I don't get help. I just do it.
I just crack on. See, it was different for us because
he stayed home.
But it's very unusual even now. I had Kyle on a couple of weeks ago as a stay-at-home dad. It was fascinating chatting to him. He was so funny.
I heard that one.
So funny. But because I was self-employed, we were 23 when we had Evan. I was self-employed. Was he playing football then? We were either both home or one of us, like, he couldn't drive. I didn't have a car, so it was buses everywhere. So I'd be on the ice and he would be bringing either 1 or 2 kids to me in a pram so he could then get a bus and a train back to football.
Fair play to him.
And I'd have him on the ice with me. So I genuinely think that's why we've stayed married so long, because we had to make it work. So we didn't have a village. We did have a village, but they weren't really interested.
Fair. Yeah.
So we had to create our own. And when I think back, I couldn't do that now. Like, there's absolutely no way I could have put myself under that much stress of coaching an ice skater with 2 kids and a pram, and him like running off because he had to go and play football. It's nuts.
And the kids should come first, but when you do juggling all of these things, it's really hard.
It's a killer. So yeah, I do resent not having that maternity leave.
Okay.
A lot. But you know, in America, I had a client, she lives in America, but they worked over here.
Okay.
She gave birth and flew back. They have 10 weeks off.
That's it.
Yeah.
Which,
what?
That's nowhere near enough.
Yeah, that's through no choice. 10 to 12 weeks postnatal, and I wrote her a letter because she had a beautiful birth. But I wrote her a letter saying like it would be detrimental to not have another month off, and her company did, but she had to have it unpaid. I'm just like, what? And then you've got other cultures who just do it so beautifully, and they stay in bed for 40 days, and
if that's what you want to do,
I
couldn't think of anything worse.
No.
At least you're feeling rested, if nothing else.
Yeah, and the whole family look after you, like you're treated like a princess. That would drive me insane.
Yeah,
but I'm totally for it in terms of physical recovery.
Yeah.
We were talking about at the home birth group on Sunday, the 5-5-5.
What's that?
So it's the optimum postnatal recovery. So 5 days on the bed.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So you don't get out the bed at all unless you need a wee. Everything's brought to you. The baby's brought to you, food. 5 days around the bed so you can get up and like
walk around.
Sit. Yeah. And then 5 days out of the bed. So you're still in your bedroom, but you're a little bit more physical.
Okay.
And then you leave your room.
Okay.
So again, when you're pregnant and you're going into birth, it's your first, you don't really know. You think that you're going to feel exactly how you do right now as a mum without
I did that
kids.
the first time, yeah.
Exactly. And of course I'm going to do 5-5-5. No, you're not. You've got type A personality. I can't get you to stay in bed for 5 hours.
No, I want to go shopping.
I-
We need food in the house.
I want to get out in the sun.
Yeah.
But that's basic. So I'm like, dumb it down. Do 1-1-1 or 2-2-2. But hand on heart, you do see, like, mentally, it does help that recovery.
Yeah.
That
Which is
postnatal.
So for me, the postnatal retreat was that opportunity to just come down, because I don't, like you said, I just get up and I've got to do shopping.
You don't
I've got
come
the
down.
other one. You don't come down. You're still on this high of I can do it all.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
I have a client, she's Slovakian. She's absolutely hilarious, the analogy she comes out with, but she calls it downloading. So I'm chatting to her and I can see she's not here. And she was like, I haven't downloaded into today yet. I was like, fucking love
You're
that.
constantly just thinking of the 6 million of things that you got to do.
It is.
Yeah.
So when you go back to work, what's your day look like? I know you said you're going to do some like days with
I'm
Gillian.
going to do 2 observation days with Gillian,
Yeah.
just to get comfortable in clinic again. And then, my diary's open from 10 till 3 on a Wednesday from the 15th of October.
And what are you offering?
And I am offering postnatal checks, also known as mummy MOTs.
Yeah.
I'm actually thinking about doing that qualification as well. I know.
Yeah.
Just to get myself out there a little bit
Yeah.
more as well and have the label. But essentially, I'm doing that anyway. It's a
Yeah.
postpartum check, so I will look at your posture, your diastasis. If you want an internal, and that's for if you've had a C-section or a vaginal birth,
Yeah.
I can look at you internally and make sure your pelvic floor is doing okay or heading in the right direction. And then we can work together to figure out if there is a plan going forward, if you're planning to return to running, any kind of sporting, or just anything postnatal is where I want to go.
Where you want to be.
Yeah.
And you had, do you mind talking about your breastfeeding journey?
Oh, have we got more time?
Where are we at with that now?
We are still breastfeeding. We have both boobs.
Oh,
they are both working.
Can you just go back and explain why I'm buzzing?
So, gosh, my breastfeeding journey has been a journey for both times. So I'll go back to my first one.
Yeah.
So my first one, we started off really well, no education, just thought, we can do this. Then my right boob stopped working and started cracking. Stopped working. All of the things happened that could happen with breastfeeding happened to the right boob only. So in that journey, I think at that time we were about 6 to 8 months in. And so then the support that I'd been getting had just said, you can just feed from one boob. Didn't know that. Mind blown. So I stopped. We turned off the right boob and we kept feeding for 14 months on the left boob only, and everything was fine. Then I got pregnant and decided this is too painful. Let's stop. Fine. So now pregnant with giving birth to my second son. Day 2 breastfeeding, that right boob was like, no.
Switch off.
Turn it off. So we got cracked nipples, we got mastitis, we got blocked ducts, we had all kinds of problems, all on the right boob again. And I had, and this time going into it, I had all the support. I knew all the people to go to. So I worked and spoke to a lot of people to try and figure out what was going on.
Because you thought you had Raynaud's at one point, didn't you?
Raynaud's. Yeah. Oh. Then we had, how many times people have looked in my son's mouth to check for the tongue tie that's not really there, just to make sure that it's not really there, because I'm so obsessed with this.
Yeah.
Why is it not working? Why is the right boob a problem? So that's all I can say to everybody who's trying to breastfeed and wanting to breastfeed. If you really, really, really want to do it, persevere. Those 8 weeks, nasty, awful.
Well, you were sat in the retreat with like a warm flannel off one boob, milking it.
With a towel.
Because obviously your letdown's still going to produce milk.
Yeah.
You've still got all that prolactin in both boobs.
Yeah. And for me, I was, even though I knew I could feed from one quite easily. This time around, I wanted to feed from both.
Yeah.
So I wanted to keep the milk flowing. So whilst I was on the retreat, I'm feeding on my left boob and milking the right boob with a towel just to keep the milk flow. But there's no way I was letting my son feed on that boob, because
so painful.
Absolutely no way.
So how have you fixed it?
Time.
Wow. I thought you were still going to say I'm feeding off one boob.
No, I just persevered, and as I said, it's determination. Breastfeeding is not easy, despite what everyone says. It's really hard, but if you really, really want to, and you have the right support, and you're willing to put in the work, you can continue. And so, that right boob we nearly gave up many occasions, but you know what's always stuck to me? One of the lactation consultants said to me, never give up on a bad day. And so
always,
and that was always in my head. And any day I felt like giving up was always a bad day. So like, today's not the day. So let's keep going.
Yeah.
Let's, keep pumping into a towel and doing all the stuff and using all the jello net around the cracked nipple and the creams and the shields and the pads and all of the things that you tried to do. I've done them. That's why I really want to specialise in this area, because I've been through everything.
You have?
Literally.
So did you just reintroduce him gradually? And is it painful still? So
I notice it's painful on the nights because we co-sleep. I notice when he is just suckling for fun all night, I wake up in the morning, it's a little bit sore. So then I'll just feed him for a little bit on the left mostly and put some coconut oil, let it heal a bit, and then we can have a nice day.
Yeah.
But now we're both fine. I'd call them Beyonce and Kelly. Because Beyonce works really, really hard and she's the star of the show. She makes so much milk. And then you got Kelly, who's just there for the ride. She makes a little bit of milk.
I love that. She's just getting the rewards.
Yeah, and
she's
visually,
the backup.
Yeah, visually you can definitely see in my one massive one and my one small one.
Oh no,
but I don't actually care.
No, because in the retreat, it was like you had one huge head and a pimple.
Yeah.
So no, they don't look like that now.
It's the bra that I've got on today that I don't usually wear. It's just for you. But now they work differently and now they look different, but I don't care. I'm so proud of them.
That is amazing.
they're the best.
Yeah, I didn't expect you to say that. So then I saw on Instagram you went and did a course.
Of course I did.
Yeah,
on 3 courses.
On breastfeeding. So that's definitely the avenue you want to go down.
So I didn't realise this until doing the course, that physiotherapy can support breastfeeding women in, there you go.
I didn't have a clue.
When I had cracked nipples, for example, you can use infrared laser.
Therapy.
Laser therapy around the nipple to help heal the nipples.
Well, of course. Why can I didn't know.
Then you can also use ultrasound to help the blocked ducts and the mastitis if you're bringing that up into the axillary nodes. Didn't know this. Did not know this.
Yeah, women
Nobody
who've had
knows
breast
this.
surgery does. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, so as a physiotherapist, I can now do that.
So you can offer that?
I can offer that.
Have you got to get all the kit and everything?
So at Station House, there is already a laser machine, and I'm just working on getting an ultrasound machine now so that I can offer that as a package as well.
That's what you need to specialise in.
Yeah, that's my area.
There's nothing out there. Do a post so I can share it.
I will do. Yeah, again, one of the many things I can.
I know. But I think that's where your golden ticket is.
Yeah, I love it, and I want to work really closely with lactation consultants. I can't offer the all the breastfeeding stuff, but I can definitely help.
Yeah, that's the same as me. Like 99.9% of my women breastfeed. It's not because of my support, it's because of continuity and having that mental support back and forth. But if I've got someone struggling, it's always a lactation consultant. I think they think midwives know everything, and I don't want to be a lactation consultant.
No, neither do I. But I want to send people on.
Yeah, you want to refer on. That's amazing.
Yeah, it really is. I love it.
So I work with an amazing lactation consultant, Eleanor Healer. She was on my podcast. She's another midwife.
Yes.
I'm going to hook you up. I think you'd work really well together.
Go back to work.
She's cool. You are going.
Going back to work.
I feel a surge, a different from the start of the podcast to the end. You are. I've got 3 questions for you, but I just want to ask you one that I haven't told you I'm going to ask.
Oh, okay.
I hope you don't cry, and I hope you don't mind me asking you.
No.
If I'm going to cry, wow. If your best friend was alive today, and you were chatting to her about going back to work, and you were having all of these thoughts, what would she say? I know, I'm off.
Oh, she would say. Do you know what she would actually say? Stay home. She would say, Cece, or Corinne is my proper name. Or when we were growing up and being younger, I would always say, I just want to get married and have kids. And be a housewife.
And here you are.
And now I literally, the universe has given me everything I've ever asked for. Why are
Yeah.
you trying to get other things? You're being greedy.
Is that what she'd
That's
say?
what she would say.
That's what my friends tell me. Why do you always want more?
Yeah,
Why
you've got,
are you always
you've got what you
searching?
wanted. Why, just be content.
It's a tick when you've got something there that you just need to fulfill. I don't think people realise how hard it is to not listen to that noise where it's like, come on, you care about something so much, you want to go out and help. It's not monetary, it's nothing.
No, and that's what I keep saying to my husband. It's like, I'm not doing this for the money. I do it because I genuinely love.
Yeah.
I love helping women. I love pregnancy, birth. I love it so passionately, and I want every woman to feel this feeling.
How you feel about it.
I loved giving birth. I want every woman to feel like they love it. Like I speak, you know yourself.
Yeah,
you speak
course,
to so many women who have got all
addictive.
this trauma and had all these horrible stories. How often does a woman say, "I love giving birth"?
I know.
I truly love
I
it.
know you do. Yeah, and you want to spread the word.
I do. I want everyone to have it.
I don't like this word because it's a bit godly and it doesn't fit every purpose, but it's just a vocation. And once someone's given you something, you have to answer it.
Yeah.
And it can be a blessing and a curse at the same time because, like you said, you've got everything that you want. Yeah. But I bet your friend would have turned around and said, you're going to do it anyway.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So you're never going to listen to me anyway. You're going to do what you want to do because that's who you are. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay. I love, people are always a bit
ask.
nervous about asking about her, but actually I love talking about her. For me, that helps. So, anyone out there, if you do want to ask me about anything to do with grief, and I'm happy to talk about it.
It needs to be spoke about more.
Yeah.
I've got a guy coming on Friday talking about it.
Okay.
Right, your 3 questions. First one, what would you go back and tell your younger self? Like, what advice would you give your younger self?
I had thought about all these answers, but they're totally gone. But what would I tell my younger self? Don't try and fit yourself into the box that everyone thinks you should be in. Just do what you want to do. I think for a long time I was like, you're supposed to know what you want to do. If you want to be a doctor, then you go and study that. Everyone's expecting you to have your life planned out. And actually, I never figured out what I wanted to do till I was in my 30s.
Same.
And that was the time that was right for me. So stop trying to be a property advisor and I don't know, all the other jobs that I've had. Stop trying to do all of those things. Just enjoy.
Do you regret doing them, or do you see them as like you played around a bit and now you're where you want to be?
I have no regrets. I know loads of things that I don't want to do ever again.
Yeah. Yes.
That's it.
Which you would never have known if you hadn't dipped your toe in.
Exactly.
Yeah, like I never want to sell pens over the phone ever again.
Oh, is that one of yours?
Yeah, it lasted 2 days. So.
No way.
I love that answer. What is one podcast, a book, or a film that you think everyone should watch once in their life?
So I don't get to read. I haven't read for probably the last 5 years because of studying. But there was one book that really stuck out to me. It's the name of it, Heal Your Own, I think. It's by Alex L.
Okay.
And she talks about like boundaries with families and stuff. And this year, as becoming a mum, I've really honed in. I have cut ties with both my parents, and it's been the best thing I could have ever did, because you always hold that. They're your parents. You should always try. But now I've said, do you know what? I'm a parent. I need to protect my own well-being, and you too need to stay there. So that's very open on this podcast, but there you go.
Yeah, that means you're fine with it.
I'm happy with it.
We spoke about that at the retreat, because we spoke about our different therapies, and it always comes back to parents.
Always.
Oh, well done, you.
Yeah, and so I don't want to. I want my kids to want to spend time with me, and
it
know that I'm
forced.
putting in the work. It's not forced, but I also want to recognise my own mistakes in my parenting journey, which I will make.
Yeah.
But I always want to be able to say, okay, let me try and change something, and not always expect it to be my children who change to make me happy. No, I'm not perfect either.
We think so similar, because I've learned so much from my kids, more than I'll ever teach them. Yeah. And I think one piece of advice is ask your kids to tell you if you're doing something wrong. Because we're not always right.
As much as we want to be, we're not.
And we don't do anything to harm, but without realising that one word or something that you've said can cause a lifetime of trauma, really.
Yeah.
So I always want to know when I'm doing something wrong. I might not come across that way.
Yeah, it might take me a second to hear it, but I do want to
Yeah.
hear it tell me. Like, I
Yeah.
can take constructive criticism.
Because they teach you how to teach them. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
Before I ask you a third question, this is what I was going to say. Me and my husband went away for the weekend, and we were sat in the van, and he was driving, and I said to him, and I always come out with random shit, and he's so black and white, like I'm just a world of colour.
Yes.
So he just like rolls his eyes. I'm like, I've got a question. He's like, oh, fuck, how long's this
Where are
going
we
to
gonna
take?
go?
Yeah, where are we going to go? And I said, do you ever think about like how the kids are going to cope when we go? And he said yes, and I didn't expect him to say yes because he's not that. He is very deep, but not in that kind of context. And I said, because it's the one time we can't fix them or help them, like go through losing us, like their favourite people, and they are.
Yeah.
And he was like, I think about it all the time. And then I was like, oh. And then I spoke to my friend about it, and she was like, but you're not going to be here though. And I was like, I don't think like that. But that immeasurable grief, like when you lose, I probably won't get it, I gotta be honest, but my kids will. And my husband turned around and said, well, maybe we're just gonna have to behave like arseholes to them now so they don't miss us so much. But that's how wild parenting is. Like, all my worries when they were younger was, what are people saying to them, who's teaching them this and that, and it doesn't go anywhere. They just get weirder. Your worries just get weirder.
You still just want to protect your kids.
Always.
You know, you don't want them to grieve for you. You want to protect them from
I don't want
grief.
them to grieve for me. So we've decided we're just going to be a pair of cunts now.
Okay.
I've
That
said
sounds like
it.
a great idea.
I said it. Okay, what's a defining moment in your life? Not the one, because we have many, don't we?
Do you know, I don't want to be cliche and say kids, so I'm not going to say that. But I will say that, so one of my many jobs and many things, I was working as a nanny in Portugal. I think I was 28 or 29 at the time. And I was working as a nanny after doing all my travelling. And it was coming to the end of me thinking, right, what am I going to do next? And I sat on the beach and I said, right, I can't keep travelling the world and earning €100 a week and having a good time.
Why not?
Well, because I wanted to have a family in future, and I was single at the time as well. So the plan is, I need to go back to the UK. I need to do a degree, and then I need to start working in a hospital, meet a doctor, get married, and be a stay-at-home wife.
Those
Those were the thoughts
about you.
that I had on the beach, and I remember the beach. I remember the day. And then I kind of made that happen, which is why I've said that, you know, I didn't meet a doctor. He's an aerospace engineer, but
even better.
I said it then. I remember saying it on the beach that that's what I wanted to do, and here we are. So that was probably a defining moment at the end of my travels.
I think that's the one defining moment. Wow. So did you go back to, I know he's an aerospace end, but did you go back to uni?
Yeah.
Did you meet him in uni?
So I came back to Birmingham, my hometown, did my GCSEs again because I was crap at school.
Yeah.
And then I started uni in Bristol, and I went on Tinder because I was like, I'm in a new city, Bristol. Let me try and meet someone to, you know, show me around. Not, you know, thinking anything of it. And then I met him. And that was that. That's the love story.
That's manifestation.
He's going to go nuts about that, but oh well.
I love it. That is manifestation.
Yeah, no, that is what it is.
Because people think it's wishing for something.
No, I would.
It's
I
not.
spoke openly. I would tell people, I'm going to meet my husband. I'm going to be a stay-at-home wife, and you know, I would say it out loud what was going to happen, and here we are.
And you put things in place. You went to uni. You went on Tinder.
Yeah.
That's the thing with manifestation. Those that think it's just a wish, it's not, because we'd all get what we wanted, wouldn't we? Like
if you just wished for it. No, you have to believe that you're going to have it.
Yeah, and do things and vocalize it.
Yeah. My husband thinks this is so woo-woo, so...
I love it.
That's what it is.
I am woo. I'm not too woo.
Not too woo, yeah.
I'm 50-50,
yeah, you're still a realist, but there's a bit of woo there.
It is. I've loved chatting to you.
Yeah, as always.
You're going to be great going back to work. You are, and you will go because you've committed now.
Yeah, now I'm telling people, so I've got to do it now.
You have, and I'm literally going to share the shit out of it. So because I know, even though it's going to be hard, you wouldn't be doing it if you didn't want to, because you're not that person. It's not like you're forcing yourself to do something you don't want. You're forcing yourself to do something that you know you really, really want to do.
And I also know in the back of my mind, if it's not working out, if I'm not enjoying it, if there's anything I can stop and be home with my babies, which is
I don't think that's
a nice backup, and not everyone has this luxury. I know.
No. Yeah, don't apologise for that though. Definitely don't. I think, and then we're like, oh, I'm so lucky I can stay at home. No, you're not. You manifest it.
I did
you
the
put
work.
the work in, and now you've got this life, and you just want a little bit more. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, my lovely.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.